Scott Derrickson left Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
I did hear about that.
And this is a little unfortunate. Well, it is unfortunate because Scott Derrickson, did a great job with the first Doctor Strange, and
the thing is, though, is Doctor Strange 2 was meant to be a horror movie,
yeah,
right? However, they didn't. There was a creative conflict because Scott Derrickson wanted the like a more of a horror movie than Marvel would allow them, and Marvel, of course, was like, okay, you could have some scary parts, but the intent shouldn't be to scare people. And he says, but then it's just going to be the same thing.
They kind of want to make it like the Marvel kind of wanted to make it like Jurassic Park, or the like they're kind of horror movies, but not really. They have like jump scares and stuff.
Maybe like a few scary scenes, but I'm pretty sure, what's his name again?
Scott Derrickson.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's directed some very good horror movies, I've heard.
Yeah.
Right? So it's a shame that we couldn't see something like that get produced in the Marvel Studios. However, creative conflicts have been resolved in the past that involved separation.
Like James Gunn and Marvel.
James Gunn and Marvel, you could think about. Remember when there was like that little depressing few months when Spider-Man left Marvel Universe.
Yep. And then he came back.
Yeah, he came back. So who knows? I feel like so far, Marvel has worked out all their inner conflicts, but I wouldn't get your hopes too high on this one, just in case,
See, the thing is, many people are saying, like, Marvel or Disney, I forgot who made a press release, but, like, they're saying that they like, are saying creative differences as a cover-up, because a lot of companies do that. They just blandly say creative differences. Many people are thinking, like, maybe it has to do with Scott Derrickson's, schedule. I don't think so. I think it was creative differences because I feel like Scott Derrickson probably would have arranged it better if it was his schedule.
Okay.
Do you think it really is creative differences?
I think so, because from
the story you just...
Yeah, that makes a complete amount of sense. We've been hearing that Doctor Strange 2 is going to be a horror movie for a while.
Yeah.
So, I believe it.
Alright. It's still going to be a very interesting movie.
I sure hope so.
Because it's about the multiverse.
Oh, really?
It's called In the Multiverse of Madness.
Well, honestly, if I'm going to be completely honest, the whole fate of the Marvel Universe, like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I think depends on that movie. Because if the movie is good and they explain the multiverse in a great way, then they're set for another couple years. Because if they fail, right, like if the movie is dumb and no one really cares about the multiverse, then the next movies that they have for the next 10 years or whatever.
Yeah.
No one's really gonna take seriously. So.
Here's the thing though, this new wave of Marvel movies, Phase 4 only has 5 movies.
Yeah, that's
It's Black Widow, Eternals, Thor 4, which we'll talk about about that later. Doctor Strange and Shang-Chi.
And they're doing Black Panther 2?
That's Phase 5.
Oh, seriously?
They've announced Black Panther 2 and actually a new Blade movie for Phase 5.
Oh. Was Far From Home 3 or 4? 3, right?
Yeah.
It was 3.
It's sort of like the bridge between 3 and 4, but it's more 3. I like to look at this new phase of Marvel movies as sort of a cool down period, because they just had Infinity War and Endgame, and they had let's be real. Far From Home was pretty big too. There was a lot of stakes in that one. So this is more of a cool down period. Each of them seem to be doing something different. Like Black Widow is definitely different. Like it takes place in between, I think, Civil War and Infinity War.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's obviously a prequel because she's dead. But and then
spoilers.
In case you haven't seen the #1 highest grossing movie of all time.
Not if you count inflation.
Yeah, but
Gone with the Wind, because that was like the only movie that was out at that time.
Okay. And the Eternals, which is supposed to come out later this year.
Really?
Yeah, in like November. It's supposed to be.
Is there a trailer for it yet?
No, there's not. Has a huge cast though.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, Angelina Jolie's in it.
Really?
And Kit Harington from Game of Thrones is in it.
Oh, okay.
That's going to be set in like thousands of years ago.
Oh, so, well, damn. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see the new Doctor Strange. It will be interesting to see it without Scott Derrickson. I think a lot of stuff that worked in the first one was his touch.
Yeah.
But this will be interesting. Anything else you want to add?
Again, see, if he does get back in and they do go with a horror movie, I feel like Doctor Strange was it was a good movie. It wasn't Marvel's best, but I thought it was pretty good. I feel like the character of Doctor Strange wasn't too good. I mean he was okay, but they really got him good in Infinity War. He was probably one of the coolest characters, honestly. But
in Endgame a little bit.
Yeah, at the end.
There's actually a deleted scene where you remember the scene in Endgame where Tony Stark approaches Doctor Strange and goes like a million outcomes. Tell me this is the one we win or something like that. There's actually a deleted scene where like he asks that and Strange goes. He says like the whole if I tell you what happens it won't happen. But instead they start like pushing each other and getting into a fight.
Oh, seriously?
And Star-Lord comes and breaks up the fight.
That would have been interesting. I actually would have seen that.
It probably would have been out of place though.
Yeah. Well, what type of fight was it? Were they like blasting?
It was like tell me we win this one. Like
he's like
I was grabbing him.
Right?
Yeah. It's pretty interesting.